The arena floor trembled beneath Zarthok's massive form as he towered over his fallen opponent. 8 feet of pure muscle and chitinous armor, the Keth Mori warrior had never tasted defeat in 300 battles across 40 star systems. His forearms flexed, each capable of crushing durasteel, while his compound eyes scanned the crowd for his next challenger. "Is there no one else?" Zarthok's voice boomed through the translator, dripping with disdain. The Galactic Combat Championship had brought warriors from every corner of known space to Nexus Station, yet none could stand against him for more than minutes. From the competitors section, a small figure stood up. The crowd fell silent, then erupted in laughter. It was a human, barely 6 feet tall, lean rather than bulky, with no visible armor or cybernetic enhancements. His name was Marcus Chen, a freight hauler from Earth's outer colonies who had somehow qualified for the tournament. "I'll fight him," Marcus said simply, his voice steady despite the alien giggling echoing through the arena. Zarthok's mandibles clicked in what passed for amusement among his species. "Human, your kind is known for many things: creativity, curiosity, even a certain reckless bravery. But you are not warriors. You are soft, fragile." Marcus stepped into the arena, rolling his shoulders. "Maybe, but I'm here and you need an opponent." The fight began without ceremony. Zarthok moved with surprising speed for his size, his primary arm swinging in devastating arcs while his secondary limbs reached for grappling holds. Marcus barely dodged the first strike, the wind from the massive fist ruffling his hair. What followed was less a fight than a systematic demonstration of physical superiority. Zarthok's blows, when they connected, sent Marcus sprawling across the arena floor. The human's strikes, while technically sound, seemed to barely register against the alien's natural armor. Within minutes, Marcus was bloodied and breathing hard. The crowd began to lose interest, already knowing how this would end. But something strange happened. Marcus kept getting up. "Stay down, human," Zarthok growled after the 5th knockdown. "Accept defeat with dignity." Marcus spat blood and wiped his mouth with the back of his hand. "Not really my thing." The pattern continued. Zarthok would land devastating blows. Marcus would fall, and then, impossibly, he would rise again. His left arm hung at an odd angle, clearly broken. His right eye was swollen shut. But still he stood, still he fought. By the 10th knockdown, something had changed in the arena's atmosphere. The laughter had stopped. The crowd was leaning forward, invested in this display of stubborn defiance. Even Zarthok seemed confused. "Why do you continue?" The alien warrior demanded. "You cannot win. Your species lacks the strength, the natural weapons, the evolutionary advantages needed for combat." Marcus circled slowly, favoring his left leg. "You're probably right about all that. But you know what evolution gave us instead?" He dodged another massive swing, though it clipped his shoulder and sent him stumbling. "It gave us the ability to keep going when any sane creature would quit. Madness is not strength, human." "No," Marcus agreed, blocking a strike with his good arm and grimacing at the impact. "But sometimes madness is what you need." The fight dragged on. 30 minutes, an hour. Zarthok, despite his superior size and strength, began to show signs of fatigue. His massive frame, built for explosive power, wasn't designed for prolonged combat. His breathing grew labored, his strikes less precise. Marcus, meanwhile, seemed to find a second wind. His body was a collection of bruises and cuts, but his eyes remained focused. He had stopped trying to match Zarthok's power, and instead began targeting specific points. Joints in the armor, spots where the alien had to shift weight, moments when all 4 arms were committed to an attack. "This is impossible," Zarthok gasped after a particularly long exchange. "You should be dead. Your bones should be powder." "Yeah, well," Marcus panted, "humans are really bad at knowing when to die." The turning point came in the 2nd hour. Zarthok, exhausted from carrying his massive frame and throwing powerful strikes, stumbled slightly after a missed punch. Marcus, operating on pure instinct and adrenaline, slipped inside the alien's guard and landed a perfect uppercut to a soft spot beneath Zarthok's jaw. It wasn't a particularly powerful strike. Marcus no longer had the strength for that. But it was perfectly placed, and Zarthok, already off balance and depleted, toppled backward like a felled tree. The arena was silent for a heartbeat. Then Marcus, barely able to stand, raised his unbroken arm in victory. Zarthok lay on his back, conscious but unable to rise. He stared at the ceiling of the arena, trying to process what had happened. "How?" he whispered. Marcus limped over and offered his good hand to help the fallen champion up. Evolution didn't give us claws or armor or multiple arms, he said. But it gave us something else. It made us too stupid to know when we're beaten. Zarthok accepted the help, pulling himself to his feet with Marcus's assistance. Around them, the crowd erupted in cheers, not just from the human section, but from species across the galaxy who had witnessed something they'd never seen before. "You fought with honor," Zarthok said, his voice filled with something like wonder. "Your people, they are all like this?" Marcus grinned through his split lip. "Pretty much. We don't know when to quit, and we're too stubborn to learn." As medics rushed to treat both fighters, word of the match began to spread throughout the galaxy. The day a human freight hauler defeated the greatest warrior in known space, not through superior strength or advanced technology, but through sheer, bloody-minded refusal to stay down. It was, observers noted, a very human way to win,